Welcome to the VIP section.
J baby y'all. 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 The vibes. Make sure you go like and subscribe to the channel if you like what's going on, if you like all the hip-hop and the sports news, and you like everything that Shay Baby's bringing to the table. Make sure you like and subscribe. You already know the vibes. Yes, sir. We are back. We are back. Another morning. You know the vibes. Yeah. Let's get some Jadakiss in there, baby love. I see you early this afternoon. Let's talk about it.
What it is, baby. Kiss. Shout out to SHEABABYTV, the hottest shit on the internet. Giving flowers, showing love, no hate, no sucky shit.
Yes. Shout out to my man Kiss. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all see everything. Yo, I think it's going to be a good summer this summer. I ain't going to hold you. I think we're going to have a lot of good smoke. The Diddy trial. You know, Diddy trial been going crazy. I ain't going to hold you. Yeah, man, we up. I got up a little late today. I was under the weather a little bit. You know, I wasn't sure if I was going to get on, but it's too much smoke. Harlem Romeo, what's popping? Yeah, I wasn't sure I was going to get on today, Harlem. Yeah. But I say, you know what? I can't leave y'all out there. It's too much smoke going on. Word to mother. That's a fact. But yeah, we here, man. Yeah. Shout out to Niche. Niche took the day off today to hang out with us. Shout out to Niche. Niche said she should be pulling up soon. Shout out to the t-shirt guys giving me another hat. This is the Future Society. No Future Society. Thanks. The lighting looks good today in here. You know, the lighting is a hit or miss when you're dealing with these shows, man. The lighting is a hit or miss. Yeah. But we up today, man. We up today. Shout out to the haters. We up early, man. Shout out to the haters. Yeah. That's a fact. All right, we jumping right into it. This is crazy. Look at this. Judge Joe Brown, right? We wasn't on yesterday. I put this on the Instagram 2 days ago. People going crazy on Instagram about this. He talks about the operations that Michael Jackson had. And South Park, they had made a character that was like, I guess, Michael Jackson. They called them, I think his name is, he'll say what his name is, but it's something Braxton. Listen to this.
He said it. I don't know if it's still out there, but it used to be. They played it over and over out on the West Coast.
Do you believe he was cute?
No, he had some problems. What went on from the stuff around the studio was he had so many operations on his nose and face that his nose went necrotic and he was in a lot of pain, and he was taking painkillers, and they had him, remember when he was sleeping in the oxygen tent? That was so that he would not lose his nose, but he did anyway. And if you look at some of the late tapes and he's dancing, you can see a piece of tape here and a piece of tape there, and it's holding on this prosthetic nose, and you can see it starting to separate under the latex makeup, and you can see the line of it. And it's pretty clear and obvious. So he has no nose, and if you want to see something on it, look at South Park, where they do Michael Jefferson, I think they call it. And he's a zombie with no nose, and his face keeps peeling off because he seems to have had operations to put in bone transplants to get a chin, cheekbones, and that thing with the hair. He had his scalp peeled back every 6 to 8 months, and the Polynesian hair that he had inserted from the inside of the scalp out had to be reknotted strand by strand.
He said the Polynesian hair. See, now Michael Jackson, we all know Michael Jackson from back in the days. You know, rest in peace to the GOAT. But yeah, Michael did have a lot of operations, bro. You know what I mean? Michael was notorious. He was the GOAT. I kind of want to say he started the operation. Don Coop, what's goody, my boy? They're going to get Mr. Brown. Please, people, keep him safe. I know they're going to get Judge Brown, right? He's running his mouth too much. He is. Yeah. They can't take my man out. But, yo, the way he's running his mouth, Judge Joe Brown, it looks like he was in the mix with a lot of these people. You know, he's talking about, also I heard him say earlier, I put on the page too, that he's also talking about, the other day, he's telling us about stories about he knows security guards that work for Michael Jackson, and they say, you know what, I would never work there again. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on. They were dropping little boys off there, this, that, and the third. A lot of nasty work, fam. A lot of nasty work. It's crazy out there. Yeah. What up, though? Shout out to my man Fox. Let's roll him out, man. We ain't seen Fox in a minute, man. Fox, what up, baby? Fox, what up, baby? What up, though? My man said, what up, though? That's a fact. Fox, we chillin'. We got a good show today. Good vibe, man. 100%. A lot of good smoke. So, yeah, Michael Braxton, he said, you know, I forgot what he said the name was, but, you know, look at this guy's face. Look, that does look like Michael, man. It do, fam. It do. Niggas is playing around with these entertainers, B. That's for real. Playing around with them. All right, so it's getting real nasty out there. I'm going to tell you that now. Tory Lanez, Diddy, you know, even the Knicks. You know, let's start with the sports first, because the playoffs is rocking right now. Shout out to the Knicks. Yeah. Shout out to the Knicks. We're gonna start with the Knicks. Let's get the vibe going first, though. This is year number 2 for your boy Shay with Clash TV. You know, shout out to the Queen of Harlem. I'm gonna be outside with them. Voice is a real one. You know, whenever I come in the park and voices on the mic, voice make me feel like I'm him in that park. He's a real one. Keep it moving. Shout out to my man Voice and the Queen. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we hate you ain't doing nothing right. So that we doing something right. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man Hunk too. Hunk, you know what the vibes is. That's a fact.
What it is, baby. Kid.
Facts. So that's me promoting the Queen of Harlem. I'll be out there this summer. It gets better. Let's go. We rocking. Yeah, man, I need one of them bags, B. I'm really thinking about it. I'm sitting here, I'm really thinking about it. Them bags is mean. I can't lie. Look at this. Look at them. Especially if you smoke gas. These is hard. Look. Oh, my God, them bags is crazy. Shout out to Joel Santana, yo. They still doing it, man. The freshest dudes, you know, for a long time. You know what Jim Jones say? Put that shit on. Put that shit on. That's a fact. All right, so from this close, pause, to locking it down with us, we will be sitting with Jewels this summer with an interview. Me and Jewels. Shout out to Maine. Shout out to Twin. Twin, you know what the vibes is. We're going to set that up. Yeah. So we're going to talk some legendary talk. I say before the summer's over, we should sit down with Jewels, 100%. Shout out to Jewels. All right, so let's stay with them Knicks for a minute. Let's stay with them Knicks. Charles Oakley killed Patrick Ewing.
I mean, it's just conversation. I mean, commentators and people who do broadcast games, they talk about me. I don't take it personal. It's just part of the game. I mean, in his book, yeah, I might have said some things, but I mean, I played with him 10 years. I think I should know him more than a lot of other people. I just feel like he didn't trust the players in some situation, especially in the Houston series. And he might have had one good game out of 7 in the Houston series, but he kept shooting. And, you know, that's the thing back then. Like, superstars, you know, always keep shooting the ball and say, I'm going to get hot sooner or later. But sooner or later, when you're in the finals, ain't no later. It's now. But, you know, in the book, you know, yeah, I'll probably say some things about it. But that's in every book. You know, Scotty talked about Michael Jordan. I mean, sure. What can you say?
That's crazy. So he basically saying what I was saying. Remember I told y'all? Look, let me go back to that. I think it's right here. I think this is it. Did what he said he was going to do. Now, he said they're guaranteeing that the Celtics come back and win the series 4-3. I don't know, man. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm a Celtics fan. I ran with the Celtics 2007, 6, 7, and 8. That's when I became a Celtics fan. I ain't going to lie to you. I like that Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett team with Paul Pierce and Rondo and them. Rondo's one of my favorite guards ever. I just love the way he plays. You're born in 75 and up, right? You're on your way out of here. You're approaching 50, 60. The Knicks will never win. You'll be in the casket before the Knicks win. My pops, rest in peace to him. He passes away in September. He got a chance to see the Knicks win. Earl Monroe's his man. He's at the championship game. He's chilling with Earl. Yeah, baby. He gets to see that. Not me. I don't see the Knicks do nothing. All I see is Patrick Ewing missed layups against Reggie Miller. Michael Jordan busting our ass.
That makes the play.
And it was a scary thing watching the clock dwindle down as the big fella went into the paint area.
The sea opened. I remember thinking, he's gonna score. I drove, laid the ball up.
I'm thinking, wow, this is, same thing is happening over again. We're gonna lose.
And I'm watching the ball going up. I see the ball hit Boodoo. Boodoo.
Whew! Bad Knicks years. Those were the bad Knicks years. So, when I heard Charles Oakley talking that, right? Yo, son. When I heard Charles Oakley talking that smoke, right? I had to put that up on the page because y'all ain't gonna lie to you. I feel the same way. Patrick Ewing is one of the reasons why I left the Knicks, man. I ain't gonna hold you. He couldn't seal the deal. Nigga missing layups. You heard what the guy said. I thought they were gonna lose. He said, he was on the court. So imagine me watching it on TV. I'm like, oh, Pat's there. Pat got the layup. This nigga tried to jelly roll in the 90s. Finger rolled it. George Gervin finger rolled. I'm like, this nigga's ass. He should just dumped it. Baby. Yeah. Straight trash. I agree with Oakley, man. I agree with him, man. Pat was trash, man. Yeah. Pat was trash. trash. I'm telling y'all, he was all right. Nice little mid-range. You know, he was all the Knicks had. Don't get me wrong. He was the franchise player. But he was the trash franchise player to have in those eras. Yeah. He ain't no Michael Jordan. He definitely ain't no Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp would have killed Patrick Ewing in his prime. Karl Malone is way better than Patrick Ewing. Should I keep going? In the playoffs? Yo, give me Robert Horry before Patrick Ewing, man. Yeah. Give me Robert Horry before Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing is the worst playoff player the Knicks ever had, my dude. Yeah. Straight bum. Pat, I'm sorry, Pat. You're a good dude. That's the thing about Pat. Pat's a nice guy. So it's hard to kill Pat like this. But the facts is, Patrick Ewing is garbage. I'm sorry. Chris Childs choking too. All of them. Straight bums. That's why I said, that crew, like I love, all right, my favorite Knicks crew is the Larry Johnson, Allen Houston. I did a grind with that team. You couldn't tell me nothing about that team. John Starks, that whole crew, good era. We just couldn't do nothing. You know, that's the Reggie Miller Jordan era. We couldn't get up out that East. Now, right now, for these Knicks, the worst thing is what Cameron said. Okay, it's an accomplishment. Matter of fact, applause to the Knicks fans. Applause. OG Bobby Johnson, what's good? Now, I like Charlie Ward. That era, that was fire. That's my crew, OG. That's my crew, OG. That's a fact. But they didn't do nothing. They hurt my heart. I was crushed, my dude. Like I told y'all 1,000 times, we outside in the Bronx in the 90s, antenna on the TV at my grandmother's house, the whole family outside barbecuing, Knicks in the playoffs. This is June time. My father and my aunts and them, I remember to this day, their favorite drink, niggas drinking rum and cokes. That's a fact. We outside. I'm out there with them Knicks. I'm a Knick. Go New York, go New York, go. I'm one of them. I'm one of them. I see when Kiki Vandeweghe come to town. I'm one of them. I see the whole thing with the Knicks. Larry Johnson come with the L. I know all of this, fam. I'm a New York. Nigga, I am the Knicks. Now, I'm going to tell you. I do like the Celtics. But the Knicks take the Celtics out. I'm pushing for New York City because the Knicks need this championship bad. It's 40 goddamn years, man. Like Mason Cameron said, the Knicks got the city on fire right now. They got the city on fire, fam. Hold on, let me see if I got that shit from the other day. Because people still hating Benzino for this.
You weirdo-ass Knicks fans, man. Are you serious? Y'all got the worst colors in the NBA. That orange and blue bothers me. I never liked the colors. Mets colors. Colors whack. First of all, y'all are up 2-0. I bet you not one of y'all, not one Knicks fan, will bet that the Knicks will win in New York on Saturday. Not one of y'all. Not one will bet the Knicks will win Saturday in New York. I'm not worried. Y'all been trash. Y'all been our sons since the 70s. Y'all ain't won shit since Clyde. Salute to Clyde. Y'all ain't won shit since Bernard King. I ain't worried about y'all. Skatem Tatum, Boogie Brown, baby, we gonna be all right. Celtics Nation. Bloody Bean. Yeah.
Nah, he jinxed them. You jinxed them, man. You jinxed them dudes, Benzino. I kind of want to say Benzino with the Knicks. And this killed Jason Tatum too while he got hurt.
Yo, make this go viral. Share it, repost, whatever you can. But look at this shit. I'm gonna let that sink in a little bit. Just read it. New York is petty. And yes, we are. Okay? We are fucking petty. But to do something like this, where everyone's gonna put on that shirt this Saturday coming for Jason Tatum, because he thinks he's Kobe. You ain't Kobe, buddy. Bruh. That's gonna hurt. Look, going into this arena, looking at everybody saying you ain't Kobe, and then they shouting out, you ain't Kobe. Bro, this is coming for game 3. So be prepared, New York. Yes, we all petty, like I said. Fuck Boston.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell y'all this is personal. Yo, the Knicks are hungry, fam. Yeah. I'm not gonna hold you. And Boston's my crew. We done. We done. The Knicks will win tonight. Yeah. The Knicks will win tonight, fam.
Baby.
The Knicks are starving for this. I like the Knicks tonight. Yeah. Knicks money line tonight. Knicks hungry.
Baby.
Knicks closing out tonight. All ball. Y'all got it, all ball. I bow down. Y'all got it, all ball. Y'all got this one.
Baby.
Shout out to the Knicks. Yeah. All right, let's see what the people out there saying, because it's getting crazy. Shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to the Knicks. Let me see if this is it.
After going down 0-2 on their home floor, the Celtics went into New York and responded with a 22-point win in Game 3. You could point to a number of factors, such as the play of...
Hold on, we don't want to play that one. We got this one. Here we go.
Yes, the Celtics still have a game to play, or hopefully multiple, if they can pull out a Game 5 victory. If you want the Celtics to win Game 5, hit that thumbs up icon and join us later today for our Game 5 live stream.
Oh, it's about to get crazy.
Yeah, baby.
What's going on, Green Teamers? You're watching Celtics Today by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Tyler Smith, and yes, we do have a game left in the season. Potentially multiple if the Celtics can win Game 5. Yes, we have to move on. After hearing the Jason Tatum news, there's nothing we can change. He's going to be out 18 months from my point of view. He's definitely not going to be available for this postseason, so we got to move on. And the Celtics players, after having a very somber tone in the locker room after Game 4, they quickly told reporters that they got to move on. They got to spin this thing and try to pull out a win in Game 5, extend this series, and extend their postseason. Al Horford said this. He said, "No question about it," talking about the Tatum injury, about how badly it affects this team. "It is an uphill battle. But for our group, we have to turn that page quickly and do our first job, which is to win on Wednesday. That's the mindset. And as a group, we just have to rally together because obviously we've lost our leader and the guy that gets us going. We have to come together as a group." Yeah, you do. And to be honest with you, I'd be lying if I said that I was optimistic or excited about this game because I know what's going to
go with them Knicks
come
tonight.
In the future, and that's the rest of the postseason and the whole basketball season potentially without Jason Tatum. So yeah, I'm not. You can hate on me in the comments if I'm not the most juiced up about this Game 5 or any other games that come after. The Celtics are favored in Game 5. They're 4.5-point favorites at home back in the TD Garden. So interested to see if the guys can play inspired basketball here, as we're going to talk about what the Celtics need to do to win this game. Look, I'm hopeful that the Celtics play inspired basketball in Game 5. I'm just not the most optimistic about it because we know how this Celtics team operates with Tatum's not playing out there on the floor. Like, these are pretty damning numbers, all things considered, when you talk about how the Celtics are a super team and Jason Tatum's got all these players around him, some of the best supporting cast in the NBA. Well, guess what? They turn into complete melons when Jason Tatum comes off of the floor. He has the highest net rating when he is on versus off of the floor out of any superstar that remains in the 2025 NBA playoffs. So I'm not the most enthusiastic or optimistic about the Celtics supporting cast taking the Knicks, who, they haven't played their best basketball, haven't played insane or dominated this series by any means, even though it's 3-1. I just don't nothing has told us that the Celtics are going to be able to compete without Tatum off the floor. And Game 4 specifically, everybody played awful in Game 4. Brown didn't show up. Horford didn't show up. And, he's 39. I take that for what you will. Porzingis didn't show up.
Okay, let's pause this for a second. Is there any chance that them Celtics can win this series? I just want to know. Because it is 3-1 right now. But I was looking at these games. Jason Tatum could be their downfall. He holds the ball too long. He thinks he's Kobe. Now, if the Celtics win tonight, and they win that game in the Garden, the next one, the Celtics win. This will destroy the New York culture for the summer. Thank God for Clash TV and the Dykeman and the Queen of Harlem tournament after this. Because basketball in New York City is done for New Yorkers if they lose this series. And that's a fact.
Derek White, in the second half, wasn't really all the way there. Pritchard didn't show up the way that he did in Game 3. Those guys are not going to be relied upon as they step above. They're all going up a step in their responsibilities in the pecking order of the Celtics roster, and we don't know what that looks like just yet. Jason Tatum has played 92% of games in his entire NBA career. But what I do know is that Jaylen Brown needs to play better, and Jaylen Brown needs to step up and be the guy. It was bad in Game 4. And, the stats on screen, don't tell you that he had the worst game ever, but the turnovers are bad again. Can't be trusted with the ball in his hands too often. The 20 points is one of the more empty 20 balls I've ever seen in my entire life. And, look, I'm not super excited about the prospect of Jaylen Brown being the number one option.
Francis, I agree,
NBA.
Francis.
We'll see how it all works out, but again.
Shout out to Francis Brantley. What's good?
What's in front of us, and that's Game 5. And Brown had this to say about heading into this matchup. He said, get ready for the next one, after the kind of turning the page after the Tatum injury. Get ready to fight. Get ready to come out on our home floor and do what we need to do. That's the goal. Still the goal. We got enough in the locker room. I believe in my guys. Tonight, defensively, though, it was terrible, to be frank. No resistance. He was talking about the Game 4 defense for Boston. I saw the Knicks put up 121 points. Not good at all. Everything rides in this ball game if Brown can be the guy. Can he take over and play at a high enough level offensively to will the Celtics over the edge? Because they don't have enough offensive creation, I feel like.
All right. I don't like it tonight. I mean, don't get me wrong. Brown could do it. The problem is Porzingis ain't the same. As much as we hate Dolan, it looks like this prick did good moves because Minnesota and the Knicks could be the chip, y'all. It's a fact. He made good moves because, look, think about it. He got rid of Porzingis. Porzingis is hurt right now. So Porzingis is on the Knicks. He's hurt right now, giving you bum minutes.
Baby.
He got Towns looking good with the Knicks. He got them Villanova boys. That prick made good moves, man. Dolan. We got to say he did. Yeah. He's a prick, but he did his thing right here. I can't lie. He did his thing. Now, I wish he could have kept DiVincenzo, though. DiVincenzo on that team with his boys, it would have been lovely, man. But they still got a good enough pound to make this happen. But, that's going to be a good game if the Knicks and the Timberwolves. I would like to see that as the championship. But can we count these Celtics out? I don't know. Yeah. This is like a gambler's dream right now. The Celtics are plus money.
Once Tatum leaves the lineup, and with Porzingis playing at the level that he's playing at right now. JB's got to go out there and be the guy. And there are reasons to be encouraged. Like Jaylen Brown in the 39 games played without Jason Tatum in his NBA career has been pretty stellar, to be quite honest. 27 points a night, grabbing 7 boards, 50% from the field, so he's very efficient, gets downhill. And yeah, the 35% three-point, like JB's not the most efficient three-point shooter out there in the whole world. So, like, considering the numbers you see on screen, and those have been dating all the way back to 2018, they're pretty solid for the most part. But it's not just the offensive end that Jaylen Brown has to produce at a really high level on. Yeah, I'm thinking he has to drop like 30. He also has to
I'm sorry, y'all. We didn't see the lovely Patricia pull up. Hey, Patricia. What's good, boo? Yeah. Don't you ever pull up in here, you and Nisha, without surprise entrances.
Baby.
Y'all let it be known.
And rally the Celtics defense, which you just talked about how it was atrocious. Like, it was the reason that they lost Game 4, in all honesty. They could not get enough stops in this series. And, they paid the price with falling down by 9 and then seeing a turnover turn into a Jason Tatum torn Achilles. Again, I can't get over it, but we're looking at Game 5 ahead. What do you guys think? Do you guys believe with the Celtics cast of characters out there right now, can they come back down 3-1? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'm trying to hear from the Celtics fans out there if we're actually optimistic about this series or not. Look, I'm not for that, to be quite honest with you. In the second half of Game 4, the Knicks scored 70 points on 67% shooting. That is unreal. Like, there was no defense whatsoever. Bridges was getting to his spot every time.
Niche said the Cavs are salty. I know, Niche. The Cavs are really the most disappointing organization for the year. I feel bad for the Cavs. They had so much, they were expected to be in the Eastern Finals, at least. That's crazy that they went home. Yeah. I don't want to see the zesty Pacers in there. You got to remember, Patricia, too. 2 guys on the Cavaliers are from my town. They from Westchester. I like the Cavs. I wish the Cavs was in it. But some niggas just don't got playoff talent, man. And that's what it's looking like with Mitchell and them. They can't win the big ones. Pause.
Brunson was getting to his spot every time. They were leaving Jalen Brunson wide open. OG Anunoby was hitting step-back jumpers. Like, everything that was going right for the Knicks. And the Celtics were kind of letting them do whatever they wanted on the floor. When the Celtics entered the fourth quarter, yes, they were down. And I thought that things were not going to be going too well for the rest of the ball game. And I was quite frankly correct. In the fourth quarter, up until the Tatum injury, the Knicks were dominant, to be quite honest with you. Look what they were doing in the paint. They were 3 of 4 in the restricted area, like 6 of 8, inside the paint, outside the restricted area. They were 2 of 3 in the mid-range. They hit 1 of 3 of their three-pointers, and the Celtics couldn't get anything going inside the arc. Like, yeah, they hit a couple of above the break threes there, 2 of 4. But, I mean, nothing was coming easy for the Celtics, and everything was coming easy for the Knicks. And that's been a trend this entire series for Boston. In the fourth quarter, they've been absolutely atrocious. 20 points per game in the 4 that they've played so far this series. They're shooting 23% from three-point range, 29.8% from the field. Absolutely atrocious. They have a 92 offensive rating. They have a 124.7 defensive rating. That is so, so bad. Marshall Green, I hate to admit that he's right, but if you get the Celtics in these close games in the fourth quarter, they are going to fold based on what we've seen so far. A minus 33 net rating in the fourth quarter. That is so laughably bad that I don't even know if Tatum being healthy would have shifted the outcome of this series. Certainly would have shifted the outcome of Game 4, even though he had all those heroics. 125 defensive rating. I want to throw up. And the Knicks kept making it easy to get all that stuff done. Like, Porzingis, for some reason, was being played at length down the stretch of this game, and the Knicks took full advantage of that. Like, from what we saw from KP in Game 4, just could not move laterally whatsoever. The Knicks were putting him in the pick and roll. They were getting him in isolation situations. He couldn't move. They were getting separation. They were hitting their jump shots afterwards. Like, Porzingis, man, it is a complete anomaly. Like, overall, what's happened to Boston in this series, like, you get a mystery illness just zapping the basketball skills away from Kristaps Porzingis, and you get a Tatum blown out Achilles.
Oh, Fox, we going to get to the Tory Lanez in another 5 minutes. We're going to get the Knicks another 5 more minutes, and then we out of here.
Like, what can go wrong will go wrong for the Celtics, and Porzingis has been no exception whatsoever. He is yet to eclipse double digits scoring in this series. just been terrible, honestly. Like, as far as scoring the basketball goes, he just has completely forgot how to do it. He's 4 of 9 in the restricted area as a 7-3 player. There's a couple of times where, like, he just doesn't have the burst. You can see it on the TV screen. Like, there's been times where he's had a clean lane to the basket and laid it up and bricked it. Like, he should have just dunked it down. He's 0 of 3 in the paint outside of the restricted area, so no touch out there. 0 for 1 in the mid-range, 1 for 5 in his above the break threes, and 9 of 13 from the free throw line. So in this series, Porzingis is 5 of 18 from the field as a 7-3 floor spacer. Absolutely atrocious. And it's unfortunate because I feel like this is how Celtics fans are going to remember Kristaps Porzingis this last stretch of the 24-25 season. When he basically set the tone for the Celtics winning a championship in Game 1 of the Finals last year. It's unfortunate that this stretch of basketball for Porzingis is going to be how many Celtics fans remember him. Like, he is getting hated on more than anybody on Celtics Twitter.
Trash!
And that's unfortunate because of how good he was in 23-24 when he actually was healthy and this mystery illness that he has going on was
trash. All right, so we all know Porzingis do have an illness, but there's no excuses when you in them playoffs. I don't want to hear nothing. Yeah. I don't want to hear nothing in them playoffs, B. That's a fact. Once you get to the playoffs, you got to produce. Once you get to the playoffs, you got to produce. That's a fact. Oh, I just noticed. Oh, this is crazy, y'all. I'm bugging. Let me change that real quick. I got May 15th. Today's the 14th. What y'all doing? What y'all doing out there? What y'all doing out there? I just changed it. All right, so let's get into Tory. It's Tory time. Now, Tory's nasty, man. You know we like Tory on the platty. Tory don't bother us. But this is the dude right here, man. Stabbed Tory up 14 times, man. This is the nigga right here, man. Yeah, baby. Now they say Tory Lanez, this is what they saying. They saying that the dude that stabbed Tory Lanez up, he pretty much Tory Lanez, his wife came to see him. He's doing a life sentence. And when the girl came there, Tory Lanez was flirting with her. She wanted to take a picture with him and everything. This is a star. And he's doing all of this with the girl. This is what got him poked up, man. Yeah, baby. All right, so here go the story where some other guy tells it. Let's go. Let's get into it. Here goes the little clip first of it.
But this is the suspect that stabbed Tory Lanez, right? In Tehachapi State Prison. And I already explained why he stabbed Tory Lanez for disrespecting his wife at visit, saying a couple, derogatory words on a tier about his wife. And the man took initiative to defend his wife and stab another inmate. That's why I said it's not really going to be a racial war. And if it does happen, so be it. That's in prison. But I always said it was personal. But let me tell you guys why he's in prison. He's in there for murder, right? He also has an in-house stabbing as well, and he got caught with a bunch of weapons, and he's been known to stab a couple of other inmates. He caught additional time on top of his life sentence. He was 20 years old living in Lancaster, right? And he was on parole when he started dating a 13-year-old girl named Evelyn. And Evelyn ran away from home from Palmdale, ended up at his house. They had obviously some type of encounters, some kind of relationships, if you know what I'm talking about. And then things escalated and blew out of proportion where they got into an argument, and he shot 13-year-old Evelyn in the face and killed her. That's why he got sentenced. And the reason why I bring that up is because even though he didn't get charged for it with an S offense because the district attorney went after a murder case, this dude got his...
Okay, so now here goes the whole...
Once again, please allow me to give you guys yet another update, right? Because I did my background check. But this is the suspect that stabbed Tory Lanez, right? In Tehachapi State Prison. And I already explained why he stabbed Tory Lanez for disrespecting his wife at visit, saying a couple, derogatory words on a tier about his wife. And the man took initiative to defend his wife and stab another inmate. That's why I said it's not really going to be a racial war. And if it does happen, so be it. That's in prison. But I always said it was personal. But let me tell you guys why he's in prison. He's in there for murder, right? He also has an in-house stabbing as well. And he got caught with a bunch of weapons. And he's been known to stab a couple of other inmates. He caught additional time on top of his life sentence. He was 20 years old living in Lancaster, right? And he was on parole when he started dating a 13-year-old girl named Evelyn. And Evelyn ran away from home from Palmdale, ended up at his house. They had obviously some type of encounters, you know, some kind of relationships, if you know what I'm talking about. And then things escalated and blew out of proportion where they got into an argument, and he shot 13-year-old Evelyn in the face and killed her. That's why he got sentenced. And the reason why I bring that up is because even though he didn't get charged for it with an S offense because the district attorney went after a murder case, you know, this dude got his spotlight. I'm pretty sure that's what he is enjoying right now. A lot of blogs talk about, you know, the fact that he stabbed Tory Lanez. Well, let's talk about the fact that he also shot a 13-year-old little girl that he was having sex with when he was 20 years old. So before we start giving this man any credibility, like, yeah, you know, this is for Meg Thee Stallion, this is for her, you know, retaliation, you know, this and that, do realize that the man that did it was having sex with a minor, and he also killed that minor. That's why he's doing life without the possibility of parole.
Crazy.
So I really don't want to hear no gratitude and no fame and, you know, respects, you know, this is for Megan, you know, or free Tory Lanez, none of that. Because, you know, we're going to give a lot of glorification to a man that doesn't deserve it. Even though a lot of us are bloggers and a lot of us are obviously YouTubers and content creators, we're going to talk about the simple fact that this rapper or singer got blasted in a state prison by some Mexican. All right, well, let's put it all on the table. This Mexican was having sex with a 13-year-old girl, then he took her life. Now we can criticize him and crucify him in the comment section all over social media for that. The full video will be on Renegade Media on YouTube tomorrow. Even if it's not funding the criminal activity and the criminal enterprise, bro, it's funding these guys. So it's already bad enough that it costs $70,000 of taxpayer money per person to house these guys. So taxpayer dollars are funding these, you know, prisons, these prison corporations, and the people that own these prisons. $70,000 so you can house a criminal. Not punish a criminal at this point, the way prison is going, but house the criminal rent-free, and they get TVs, they get clothing, they're able to buy clothes, they're able to get necessary food, they're given 3 proper meals a day, and that's it, bro. And they get to do their time, not in punishment, not in confinement, not to sit there and think about and reflect what they did and the mistakes they made and to keep the streets safe, because now prisons are not keeping the streets safe at all.
This right here is Tory Lanez. They're bringing him right now to the hospital, man. I mean, he's in critical condition. I don't wish prison upon nobody. Imagine how his parents feel, man.
That's foul.
Wow.
Subscribe to the pro. Wow, B. That's crazy. So, I agree with that dude. You know, we can't, this nigga, the dude that did this to Tory, this is why I tell y'all, you gotta stay out of jail. Because these guys that in there, they just don't care about life. You know, this nigga goes in there, he killed a little 13-year-old girl, shot her in the face, right? He's doing life for that. Boom. He's in there. What you think? Once he goes in there, it's this, that, and the third, you know, life is such and such. No. Niggas get to worse situations. So there you go. Fam said he goes into jail, right? Once he gets into jail, he's doing more crimes. Yeah, baby. It's nasty. Nigga poked Tory up 14 times, B. That's disgusting work, B. Nah, we don't even know if Tory gonna make it. He hit a couple long, stabbed him in the face, buck 50'd him. They did him nasty. But you know, this is what I try to tell y'all. This is what's nasty about the business. I was telling a friend of mine earlier that, you know what makes hate for these niggas in the game, why they don't do songs with each other, why they, you know, why, we all know why King Vaughn and Homeboy had beef, right? We all know all of this stuff, all of this shit is for the females, bro. All these niggas hustle for females. You know, niggas don't want to get jobs. Niggas don't want to be like, some niggas just want to be bosses and have their own businesses. It's nothing to do with females. The niggas that get to the top, these niggas are all niggas that just are so thirsty. Like I said, these are goofy ass niggas. You know, Tory Lanez probably just, like, he's locked up. He got stabbed up 14 times dealing with these chicks. Let's keep it real. This nigga's in jail for females. He got poked up 14 times flirting with a female. You just got locked. You're in there for the females. You keep playing with these chicks? Come on, man. That's nasty. It's crazy. I just don't get it, man. I don't. You know, at some point, you just got to say, yo, I ain't fucking with these chicks no more, man. These chicks, they got me in here, man. You got a nigga wife coming in jail and you flirting with her, playing around? It's crazy, fam. It's nasty in a real bad way, Keanu. Yeah. You know, I bet the hit was sponsored by Rock Nation. Rock Nation put the hit up. Shannon Sharp is about to get locked up too. Oh yeah, we got some Shannon Sharp smoke too. That's a fact. But let me see if I got some more Tory Lanez nastiness before we move on, because Tory Lanez is wow, man. I think this is something too. Let me see.
TMZ has obtained
that's
never
Diddy.
before published footage of
That's
Diddy.
Diddy. We gonna get to that. That's Diddy. Yeah, I think that's it with Tory Lanez, man. Yeah, Tory Lanez, man. You know, at this point, for him, he just gotta hope he can make it through it and survive. At this point, let me see if this is it. No, I think this is Shorty on Diddy. Oh yeah, we gonna get to her. We gonna get to her. That's that actor. She had a lot to say about the Diddy case. We gonna get to that. Gold Dust, what's poppin'? They saying they think it was a hit. May 14th, my nigga got... Yeah, man. That's a fact, man. Yo, Francis, you know, when I heard this happen to Tory Lanez, I felt bad for him. Because I know Tory Lanez is not a criminal. You know, he just got caught up with these nasty work females, you know, and all of this stuff with Megan Thee Stallion. Now he's doing 10 years in jail. Now he got stabbed 14 times. Some niggas should not be in jail. He shouldn't be in jail, fam. He didn't, like, he did something wrong. Don't get me wrong. He wrong for that. That's attempted murder. Let's keep it real. But it's just because he was in his feelings about a female. Come on, Tory. I kind of look at Tory like he's a clown, my dude. I ain't gonna hold you. I would have never done no shit like that. Never. For what? Why am I gonna go backwards in life when I could just block you, leave you alone, and just move to the next chick? The nigga was in the pool with Kylie Jenner. He was in the pool with straight baddies. Left out of there to go chase the boogers. Even though I like boogers. I said that. I do like boogers. Even though I do like the boogers. But I ain't gonna shoot them or chase them. I like them, but I ain't gonna shoot them or chase them. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the straight clown work. D. Willow, what's poppin', my boy? All that happened off disrespect, you know, to like, you're a man like crash out behind. Yes, that's what I'm saying. He just crashed out, D. Willow. He ain't no criminal. He just crashed out. Yeah. That's it. Fucked up, man. Damn, Tory. All right. So let's move a little bit on, just a little bit. We ain't gonna spend too much time on Tory, because Tory, you know, we gotta let that build up a little bit. You know, we got the scoop. We know what happened. We know a nigga in jail set him up, stabbed him up, hit him up. We know it's over a female. Tory Lanez going backwards again. All right. You thought we forgot about her? Yeah, baby. We ain't forget about you, boo. She's still in the mix. She's still in the mix. This is the joint that Shannon Sharp said that, you know, with the phone call. Yeah, I want you to put the big black baby in me, pause. All of that. Yeah. That's her. That's what Charleston White said. What did Charleston White say? If I'm going to get me a white thotty, she going to be a nasty one. He said, you got the whitest of them all. He had him a real joint. He had him a joint that went to Princeton. He had a yes, Bobby. Yes. He had one of those. So, your man Shaq. Shaq wants Shannon Sharp out of there, B. Shaq wants Shannon Sharp out the way. So let me let you hear. I was telling somebody earlier today, this is nasty, that Matt Barnes, you know him. Matt Barnes is, he's an ex-NBA player, reality show star. Got the All the Smoke podcast with Steven Jackson. Y'all know him. Yeah, Matt Barnes got the scoop. Matt Barnes talks this right here. This is a conversation with Shannon Sharp that got leaked, right? Of him telling Shannon Sharp, I guess, that Shaq is putting up the bag, whatever it costs, for any scoop on anything that has to do with Shannon, with this guy. Hold on, let me see if I have it. You know what? I'm gonna have to play it from here. Because that's just the picture up there. Let me get the audio for y'all. Hold on. This is crazy. All right, here we go. Here we go. Damn, that was on the whole time. Fucked up. All right, here we go. Instagram. Okay, here goes the audio.
On this kind of time, but I was in a group chat the other day, or actually just yesterday, and Shaq said he's paying top dollar for any information on old boy. So again, I don't know if you're on that kind of time or not, but Shaq is known to throw large sums of money around, so just want to put that out there. Stay quiet. Hey, he said, please keep it quiet. He said that Shannon did some shit back to him a while back, and he's been off him. So that's why he's doing this, but please keep his name quiet.
To that. Have you guys talked? We haven't. Shaq feels the way he feels, and he's perfectly fine to feel that way.
I don't know if you're on this kind of time, but
nasty work.
I was in a group.
Nasty work. So now y'all see what type of time Shaq is on. Shaq don't care. He wants Shannon Sharp out the way. Now, a lot of people are saying that has something to do with Shawnee. I don't know. I think that's her name, Shaq's wife. I don't know, man. Because at the end of that audio, you hear there's like some rap song that come on and say smashed your wife and shit like that. I don't know. I don't want to put that out there. Allegedly. Like Niche says, allegedly. I don't know. I won't put that shit out there like that. But I do say that Shaq want him out the way. And that's a fact. Shaq said get him out the way now. 100%. All right. So let's move on to your man P. Diddy. This is like day 10 of the trial. It's getting nasty out there. You see the family in there. You see people outside. You see all the bloggers going out there. I got to say, with respect to all the bloggers, y'all niggas is crazy. Y'all out there showing y'all faces, trying to interview niggas, get all type of money y'all can. Now, like I said, we report the smoke with Diddy, but I'm not out there interviewing niggas and doing all of that stupidness and doing that. And you know, they are getting views about the case. But like I said, I'm not one of them Diddy haters that want to, you know, see Diddy rot in jail forever. If Diddy is, like, for instance, yesterday, they talking about Diddy he likes for Cassie, for, you know, for men to, I guess, masturbate on Cassie and then Cassie rubbing on his nipples, right? Okay, now, let's say that's true. Let's say all of that smoke is true. Let's say Diddy likes doing these freak things and all of this. Like, where in the game that's his problem. How can you go to jail for that? This shit's zesty. She does this to him. What you think that he brainwashed her? She's trying to say he drugged her up. He had people peeing in her mouth and all that. Ma, you wanted this. That's obvious. You can't make a 30-year-old do these things. I don't care. She's not, R. Kelly, they were saying, yeah, these kids were underage. He was forcing them, mind tricking them and all of this because he's older than them. Yeah, but not to no 30-year-old that want to have fun. And you got male escorts at the house. Ma, you knew before these niggas was in the Uber, you could have said, I'm leaving. Yeah, I don't know what to say, Charles. I'm not feeling none of this anymore. Diddy's definitely the zestiest. M3, he's the zestiest ever. Yes, we know that. But that's his problem. I'm not going to hate on Diddy for him being zesty. That's on him. I don't say throw him in jail for being zesty. I'm not going to say that. Because if that's the case, the whole industry should be in jail. And definitely the Indiana Pacers. That's the zestiest team in the sports industry. So yes, I'm saying this. We can't put Diddy in the jail for zestiness. He could go to jail for the Cassie thing if they wanted to, but he paid for that. That's over. Yeah. He paid for that. That's over. So now we on to this thing with him being zesty. Can you put Diddy in jail for being zesty? That's what I need to know from y'all. Indiana the gangsta, yes. Yes, Greg. Indiana's the zestiest, fam. The zestiest. But that's what I'm saying. You can't put Diddy in jail for being zesty. I'm sorry. You can't. Shout out to Facebook, too. I see y'all out there. You can't. And that's just bottom line. All right, so homegirl right here. This is crazy. This is the actor right here. She had a lot to say.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. They're trying to say that Cassie was not a victim but an accomplice. Can you be both?
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
You know, Armand Wiggins is out there doing coverage. And Jag was out there too. It is
Hold on, y'all. I think this is Fox. I think the morning is really jumping right now. Fox, call back. Call back. I'm going to turn the lines on now.
I don't know. I think that as much as we want cameras inside the courtroom, all right, I'm ready, Fox. I don't think it's appropriate for TV. I think we have to live without this one. Hey, Ely. Yeah. You know, when we come back, then we'll make an appointment for Monica and them to come. Because remember I said I
Smoke with me TV. What's goody? All right, we got a call coming in. We're going to come back to this. SBTV Radio. Fox, what's goody? Hold on. Let's make sure Fox is still there. Nah, he got disconnected. Call back, Fox.
You think her testimony is going to be strong? Absolutely. What was going on? You can't hear about. I don't know. There was a lot of baby oil conversation today. And lots of conversation. There was a girl on YouTube who was some kind of way getting the transcript. I don't know.
Fox, what's goody?
What up, though, bro?
Hey, shit, my dude. Let's talk about it.
Man, after them Lakers lost, man, I had to stay out for a minute, man. That shit had me messed up. How the fuck we get Luka and still lose, man?
Yo, Fox, I know the Laker Nation is real upset, man. You know, y'all thought y'all was going to have a long run. You know, you got Luka, LeBron, but you know, it takes time to put that together. Don't X them out. They look too old. I ain't going to hold you. No defense. A lot of knee pads on, pause. You know, once I start seeing the whole five got on knee pads, y'all look old. You know what I mean? Let's keep it real.
Hey, you know what it is. I'm going to keep it all the way real, though. Hey, that boy Ant might be the best thing smoking in the league right now, man. It's just it ain't no, like, I don't see maybe Brunson. I don't see no other dogs just on the court. Like, he a dog, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just look at the greats. Look at Iverson. Look at Kobe. Look at Marbury. Like, I'm talking about, like, dogs. Like, when they touch the court, like, you know these boys come, they finna light you up tonight. Pause. Like, it's
no, that's a fact.
Touch the court.
No, that's a fact. And that... No, the Knicks...
Man, Cat just soft, man. Damn, man. Y'all, if y'all can find a way to get Giannis and swap Cat for him, that'd be a robbery. Hey, that'd be a robbery. That'd be a robbery of damn Anthony Davis to the Laker proportions.
I ain't gonna lie. If the Knicks pick up Giannis, the Knicks will be the dynasty of the year if they get Giannis and LeBron James in the Garden next year with the same team and bring LeBron off the bench. They got a dynasty for the next 3 years. They can keep winning.
Well, they ain't about to get LeBron, but they can get Giannis. Scott Perry and World Wide West can put something together, man. I was seeing Cat straight to Milwaukee with Kyle Kuzma. Them boys have had the softest team in the league. Damn, they might as well change their name to the Milwaukee Continentals or some shit. Them boys gonna be super soft over there.
That's a fact. Yo, you right, Greg? I need the that's a fact button. Yeah. That's a fact. Yeah. Yo, so Fox, let's keep it real. Tory Lanez situation. Let's go to him for a minute. You think Tory was set up? What you think about that whole situation, man?
I think, man, again, and I don't think that he damn shot her in the first place, man. I don't think he shot her in the first place. I think the friend shot her. Let's keep it real. When it comes to certain situations like that, we already know women gonna stick together for real. They'll throw your ass under the bus super quick.
That's
I just watched the video where Shorty down told dude to cut the damn phone off because she didn't want him to record her. And then 3 minutes later, she was calling the police, telling them all kind of shit, trying to get them to pull up on old boy. Man, you know they out here shooting us.
Yeah.
Why would you call the police telling them something crazy? You know, like, you just think anything could have happened to that man at that point. When they pulled up on them after they said that it was a weapon involved, she put that man life at risk with that bullshit.
No, that's a fact. All over
he
jealousy.
Was talking to Kylie. Now, this prison stabbing, I feel like he made a bet. Tory made a bet, and he ain't had the cash to pay. And damn, they don't play. You don't make no bets in prison and can't pay.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
In the joint and can't pay. That's the wrong thing to do.
So they saying in the chat that Diddy's downfall was meant. Do you agree?
Man, Diddy, I'm going to say it like this. You know, like I know, Shay, just think about it like this. It's gatekeepers, man. Diddy thought he was a gatekeeper. Diddy had it in his head that he was in a position in this life that he wasn't in yet. You know, and he took on, when you take on the empire, like he took on, Diageo is an empire, man. It ain't just no company. It ain't just no corporation.
Right.
It's an empire. And when you take on the empire, you gotta be prepared for what come behind that shit, because they gonna use everything they can, just like Drake and UMG. Come on, man. Let's just keep it real. If this man was really out here on some real, you know what I'm saying, P-word shit, guess what? UMG had that dirt already on out.
No, that's a fact, man.
He had that dirt on him. Like, you not, because they're an empire. So you're not going to take on an empire, and they're not going to use every weapon at their disposal.
Right.
And they money is, that shit regenerate. As quick as they spend it, as quick as it come back. So you fight a machine. And man, he knew he done all the dirt that he done did over the years, man. He knew them people he knew they had shit on him. He just felt like it wasn't finna touch him.
Yeah. So, I mean.
So you hear a story and that shit just sound too unbelievable. It's like, damn, man. But shit, just like Dave Chappelle said, they got this man in a whole Rico by himself.
Who, Dave Chappelle?
Like, where they do that at? Usually I thought for it to be a RICO, like for like a criminal conspiracy, it got to be at least 3 people.
Right. Damn.
What's going on with that?
That's a fact. So wait, so Diddy, do you think that with this case now, that everything that's coming out, you know, we're hearing what Cassie's saying about the rubbing the male, you know, semen on his chest, and male escorts peeing in her mouth and all of this. Do you think we can fault Diddy for this, man? Honestly, for real. Can we fault Diddy for doing all these things in his bedroom with another female in her 30s saying yes?
I mean, no, like you can't. If it was consensual, you know what I'm saying? Like the way they trying to make it seem like he was just like had people in there and they was just doing shit they ain't want to do. Like, come on, man. If you stay,
that's what I'm saying. This was like planned. Like they worked this out. Like that. Like during they were probably at dinner before that, like 8 o'clock. Like, hey Cassie, tonight I want to do some freak shit. I'm gonna have some male escorts come over. They're gonna come in your face, and then you're gonna rub it on my body. And she said, yes, I'm down with that. Shit like that. You feel me?
What you mean? He probably prepped her the whole day.
The whole day they knew that was happening. That's what I'm saying.
And all of that. He probably took her to get the whole shebang before, like the day before. So she was already ready. You know what I'm saying? Everything was already prepared. They just needed Shorty to come through. So, I mean, at the end of the day, come on, man. I don't get it, bro. Like, I don't get it. Like, my thing is, I don't get it. I'm a regular-ass person, and I ain't never been in a position and felt like I had to make nobody do no shit they ain't want to do. If we both grown and we there, and you tell me ain't shit happening, it ain't shit happening. Like, what is we doing here? For every one that won't is 2 that will. So what the fuck is we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is we? I don't understand the people with that mentality. You know what I'm saying? But some people feel like you can't tell them no.
Right.
Some people feel like that. Some people have that mentality. Some people have that ego that you can't tell them no.
That's what I'm saying, man.
And then that create a whole nother problem right there. And maybe he did bump into a couple of shorties that was like, we ain't with it. But he was like, nah, you with it. I'm going to put this baby oil on you that probably ain't baby oil. And I'm going to give you this right here in your drink. And you coming with us. And that's crazy work right there. That's crazy.
Like, I'm convinced that they just don't like Diddy, and they just trying to, I take everything from him, make him look bad. They got him now. You got to take the pictures with him, with the gray hairs. They got the dye. Well, they sick of Diddy balling, man. They got sick of Diddy acting like the world was his, like he was Bill Gates, and like he was Elon Musk, like Donald Trump. There's only one gatekeepers. That's what they wanted him to see.
Okay, but I'm gonna be real with you though. Like since we just gonna talk about the industry in general, and then we gonna talk about the dudes that really put a lot of this shit in place and introduced a lot of these dudes to this shit.
Don Cooper, what up?
Saying? Like, but you don't hear their name. Like, you don't hear Quincy Jones. You don't hear Quincy Jones' name like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Cute joint wasn't just the album, man.
Yeah.
Like. So at the end of the day, it's like we recognize that it's more to what everybody is putting out here and saying, but some shit they ain't gonna say. Some of these dudes just got their money and went to go sit down somewhere.
Yup. That's the thing. Diddy didn't sit down. You right. Diddy should have just sit down.
Hey, Puff been flexing. Puff stay flexing. Puff stay flexing. Puff keep him a young one on deck. Everybody know who she is. You know what I'm saying? He let them know. Like, look, this ain't what it is. He told the whole world. Like, when they was like, oh, this your girl. And he like, no, she my whatever the fuck he called her. But it wasn't his girl. It was an old lady. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing like that.
That's a
fact.
fact.
Like, she just let everybody know. She just one of them.
Yeah,
let her know. She just one of them.
Yup. It's nasty work for Diddy, man. I mean, at this point.
Yeah, they got tired of Puff.
They got tired of Puff. That's what it is. They tired of Puff. The house parties, they mad that people in here praising him. Yo, Diddy's here. All of this stuff. They're real mad at Diddy. Diddy, this is a case of his own medicine. All that hating. Remember he came up with the word, niggas is haters? They killed him with his own word, fam.
See, but at the same time, he know when you got them skeletons in your closet like that, you know what I'm saying?
Dolores, what's good, boo?
You feel untouchable. Like, he felt untouchable. So when you got them skeletons in your closet and you feeling untouchable, then, you know, you not paying attention. Like, to that shit coming back to haunt you one day.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Puff probably never thought some of that shit. Just like the Cassie shit. Just answer this question, Shay, because I'm going to keep it all the way real. I believe the nigga when he said at first that he ain't beat her up. I just figured she was kind of mad because her career ain't go nowhere, and he kept her. She stayed with him all that time, and by the time she left, she was already done.
Facts.
Really?
That's the real facts.
So when he said that he didn't beat her up before we all seen the tape, did you believe that he didn't beat her up?
Yeah, I believe that he didn't beat her up. I didn't look at Diddy like he was beating up women because I never heard of it. This never came out that Diddy was doing this type of stuff to women, drugging them up, having male escorts pee in their mouth. Nobody knew about no shit like this with no Puff Daddy.
Okay, so once the tape came out where after we see the dog walked her all through the hotel hallway, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what we saying? Like, what now we know? Like, you know what I'm saying? Once you know a nigga sit up in your face and tell a whole lie. You know what I'm saying? Sit all up, make a whole video looking all remorseful as he possibly can, and be straight up lying. It's like,
shout out to Frank Ross over there on Facebook. What's good, my boy? Facebook is rocking always.
I did. Because just like I told everybody, I don't care, man. People can say whatever they want to say. Biggie murder was not a mistake, man. That shit was not an accident. It didn't have shit to do with no East Coast, West Coast shit. It didn't have nothing to do with Tupac. It didn't have nothing to do with none of that. It had something to do with the fact that Puff Daddy knew his cash cow was about to go. Biggie had a label already ready. Him and you've been in the game. They had the Undies or whatever it was called. They had the label already on go.
That's a fact.
They already had a distribution deal on go. he already had his own artist that he was writing rhymes for, and the shit was selling.
Yo, they in the chat saying you cooking right now, Fox. Patricia said that's a fact, Fox.
He didn't need Puff no more. He didn't need it. So what's the best move that I got? What's the best move that I got when I know my cash cow finna go and I still got control of all his material that he ain't released yet before he can make anything else?
That's a fact.
I could use this beef to my advantage. And that's what he did. Gene Deal ain't lying about everything. Now, some shit Gene making up. But Gene ain't lying about everything. You know what I'm saying? Some shit Gene telling the truth. The only reason why Gene ain't dead because Gene know how to move. He know who to look for and he know how to move. Puff ain't bringing around no new niggas.
That's a fact. Gene
around the Mark, all them other niggas that he been had around. You know what I'm saying? They still around. Mark Pitts, all the rest of them niggas, they ain't went nowhere.
So the people in the chat, this is a good one. They saying, Nisha said you cooking too, but they said that both Bill Cosby and Diddy tried to be black superheroes after all these skeletons they had in the closet. That's crazy. Do you see how they made our people look, man? This is disgusting, man. Diddy and Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, they look nasty in the black culture, man. This is nasty, fam.
And think about it like this, though. But they was all, think about it like this. Bill was on Front Street. Bill kept giving away money. Bill kept giving money to this black college and this black this and this black that and this black this. They ain't like that shit. They was like, hold on, bruh. Wait a minute. What is you doing? Who you giving money? What is you doing?
Hold on for a second, Fox. Hold on. Yo, Sam. Yo, rest in peace to her, man. I know how it is to lose a mother or a father. It's bad, man. This is, we getting old, Sam. They in a better place, man. I just lost my father, man. Shout out to Sam, man. That's a fact. Everybody say rest in peace to Sam's mother, man. That's love, B. Shout out to Sam.
Baby.
But go ahead, Fox.
Man, God bless the dead, bro. God bless the dead, man.
That's a fact. So, yeah, Fox. So, do you think Diddy gonna do time, or they just gonna? You think Diddy gonna do time, or they just gonna drain him for the money and that's it?
Finna get some time. I'm gonna tell you like this: unless they Fonnie Willis this case, then he doing some time. If they don't Fonnie Willis this case, then he doing some time. They gonna find a way to get him, man. You know what I'm saying? They got the man for sex trafficking, dog. Like, come on, man. We already know when the feds come. They pretty much undefeated. You know what I'm saying?
Hold your head, Sam. Everything gonna be fine, my dude. I was like that. Yo, I couldn't even get online for weeks, man. I can dig it, Sam, but you gonna be all right, my boy. That's a fact. They looking over us.
It ain't finna come out in your face.
No, that's a fact. So you say what? 10? You see dead?
No.
So what you say? 10 years? You say 10 years or 5 years or something like 2-3 years?
I'm gonna say probably 5 to 7. He probably gonna end up getting 5 to 7. They once the defense see that he can't wiggle out of it, they gonna probably go to the prosecution to try to work something out, and it'll be like 5 to 7 years. And then by the time he probably will do like 5, because by the time it's all said and done, he'll be done did like 2, a couple of years and some change already. So
right.
He'll be all right, man. Long he still has some bread. He'll have some assets. He'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? They ain't finna give him the death penalty damn near like they gave Bill Cosby. Shit, that old as hell, man. They put him in there like, we don't care. Like, yeah. Where you going? You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy because it matter who you with. Like Hugh Hefner, man. You ain't finna tell me all them girls was 18 years old and damn legal age that he had around that Playboy Mansion. You ain't finna tell me all the shit that they was doing around that Playboy Mansion. Some of that shit they was just doing because they was desperate and they wanted to stay on. That's an abuse of power right there. That's you damn using your position to hold that shit over somebody's head to make them do some shit they really don't want to do.
That's a fact.
What's the difference?
That's a fact. I kind of feel like they just didn't care about Hugh. Hugh was, Hugh was down with them people. You know what I mean? They didn't care about Diddy neither.
Everybody.
No, they didn't care about Diddy.
You had shit on everybody. That's when you see on the movies the dude who got the file, and then, you know what I'm saying, that he got the dude doing some shit that he ain't supposed to be doing. He in a high power position. That's Hugh Hefner. You had one of them. You had a book look like a dictionary. It had all they ass in it. Pause. Niggas what they was finna do.
So, is it safe to say?
That's what's gonna happen. That's what they play with that man.
So let me ask you this. If Diddy comes out in the 90s and he acts like he's this Uncle Luke freak nigga that just, I got to freak parties, and he's out in the open with all of this, right? And he doesn't hide the things, the tapes, he's not recording it, all the stuff they saying. I kind of think like this is kind of cool if Diddy comes out in the open to him that he's a freak. Because there's nothing wrong with being a freak. Like right now, you can have all the men you want in the world be zesty as hell. There's not a crime with having zesty gay parties and doing these things with your girl, having people. Like, I can invite a girl over right now and, pee in her face right now, and you can't send me to jail for that.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. That's crazy work, though, because you got to think about it like this. Niggas literally grew up in the Freaknik era. You know what I'm saying? So it was a whole lot of shit that was going down, you know what I'm saying, in that era. That just make you think, though. Like, even with what you just said, that just make you think, because you never heard no shit like that. Like, we never got those kind of stories out of a Luke event or a Luke or backstage. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a dude, that's what he was known for. That's what he sold.
Facts.
So to hear something about a dude that sold this fantasy flashy lifestyle, and we never, you know what I'm saying, we never really heard that out of Puff. Like, we never really got that kind of content from him.
Right.
So I don't know, man. It's kind of weird that behind the scenes he was on some weird shit. Like, I mean, everybody got their thing, I guess, but you can't be out here damn drugging people up to have them doing shit they don't want to do. Like, that ain't cool.
It's far from cool. That's nasty work, man.
Yeah, that ain't even cool.
That's nasty.
And Cassie, I just feel like she a scoring woman. She got a reason to be scoring, though. I feel like instead of damn, yeah, she got her money, but she still should have had it in the papers, in the stipulation for the papers, that she got to beat the shit out of him just like he did her.
Yeah.
Like, she should have got her just desserts out of that shit, more than just some money. I need to go upside this nigga's head for sure.
Yup.
Oh, like, I got it. She should have got her satisfaction.
Yeah, it's nasty, man. I don't know.
Straight up.
Yeah, I don't know what's next. Yo, Fox, man. That's a fact. Yo, Fox. You said Puff going to prison?
Puff going to prison. Now, I hope he's ready to throw some little concerts and shit in there, because that's about all he finna be doing, man. Like, it ain't finna be none jump. And then if they really fire, they really gonna damn take everything with his name on it, like they do R. Kelly, and just snatch that shit down so he can't make no more money. You know, they play a dirty ass game, because that's how they got Kells right now. Kells styling on the
That's crazy. That's crazy, Fox. Yo, Fox, man, it's always love calling up, man. You the man. They love you out there, man.
Hey, man. Hey, y'all need to hit them like buttons, man. Smash them like buttons, man.
Smash
Show my
'em.
dog some love.
Show some love. That's a fact. Love you, Fox. I see you on Friday. But hold on. Stick around because we got a little bit more. We got about another 25 minutes on here. I'm not going to get off just yet because there's one more thing that I wanted to show y'all. So I'll see you later. All right, Fox? My man. Fox is here, man. Gotta love when Fox calls up, man. That's my guy. All right, so I wanted to show y'all this last thing before we get out of here. This is what's really going on in the Diddy case right now. This is like, we listen to the comedian talk, but this is the real news action.
Disgusting sex acts, a wild scene, and extreme violence. Sean Combs' criminal trial saw the beginning of the long-awaited testimony in that courtroom. We will get to that. Before we even get into the testimony, real quick, is it just insane out there again? Are we seeing tons of people, reporters, spectators? Just tell us what the scene looks like right now.
The scene honestly kind of mirrored day one, which was opening statements. Day two was really no different. A lot of people trying to get inside that courthouse, a lot of people trying to get inside that courtroom, especially for the big testimony that we were all expecting today. Of course, that being Cassie Ventura taking the stand. And so it was a lot of people just trying to kind of weasel their way in through. I was able to get inside that courtroom really just with the luck and a prayer and also a little connections, which always helps in this case. But really, it's just madness over here at the courthouse. I mean, there's media campouts just extending across the block. A lot of public interest in this case as well, too, from people who just either want to get a glimpse of either Diddy, his family, just be inside that courtroom, just be inside the courthouse, even if they're in the overflow room and able to kind of watch the proceedings that way. But there's definitely a lot of interest in the case, and I don't expect that to die down even throughout this week.
No, and this was expected with Cassandra Ventura taking the stand. Now, before we get to her testimony, the day actually started with finishing up the testimony, the cross-examination of Daniel Phillip. That is that male escort, male performer, I should say, who began his testimony yesterday. Talked about how Diddy allegedly paid him to have sex with Cassandra Ventura, all while Diddy was not only watching but recording. And this happened to have, apparently happened several times. Again, Combs is charged with racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, transportation. So we're talking about coerced sexual performances. Key witness here. Elizabeth, what came out of cross-examination today of this witness?
Well, the cross-examination was continued by Xavier Donaldson, and it was interesting to kind of see him in action even yesterday as well as today, because he's a little feisty when it came to this particular witness. He was essentially questioning him on, returning to the Gramercy Park Hotel. Why was Diddy sitting in the corner? Why did he notice that specifically? He was asked about what was going on while he and Cassie were having sex. Donaldson asked, did Cassie take the lead? He says, he being Daniel Phillip, said they both did their thing. He was asked, was Cassie drunk? Daniel Phillip responded no. Was Cassie high? Daniel Phillip responded no. Did Cassie pay him or pay for a hotel? Daniel Phillip responded saying he just didn't know.
Said pink cocaine
they were
juice.
talking about the alleged assault that had happened at Cassie's apartment, something that Cassie herself had even testified about as well too. And so essentially a lot of these questions back and forth were just pretty much to kind of get clarity. There were some points in the cross-examination I was kind of like, where is this going? But maybe from the defense's perspective, they were essentially trying to make that argument that Cassie she was coherent. She wasn't under the influence of any type of drugs or alcohol when these freak-offs were occurring, or when these encounters were occurring, I should say. What was interesting about Daniel Phillip when he actually walked into the courtroom, something that a lot of us in the press kind of noticed, is he walked inside with his sunglasses on, which, for the most...
See, M3, I'm glad you said that. I was telling somebody earlier yesterday that too. I'm like, yo, how can we have any sympathy for people? These are groupies, man. These are groupies. These are thotties. These are like I said, like all of the women that you go crazy. Oh my God. They get fanned out. Why men don't act like this over the Beyoncés? I don't see niggas fainting over Beyonce, Cardi B. Yeah, they say they pipe it, looking at a little stinking BBL and all of that. Yeah, so what? It might follow them on some thottiness, because men are fans too. Because y'all follow all of them cooking with roaches and all of that, right? Yeah. Which reminds me real fast. This is crazy, y'all. Look at this. I put this on Instagram yesterday. This is crazy. These are the chicks that y'all follow. She got 4 million followers.
I'll cook you food today, or do me and my roaches gotta do it? Cooking with roaches, cooking with roaches, cooking with roaches. Period. That meat all clean. We're gonna go in, we're gonna put some oil on it so that seasoning can stick. Jerome is doing a willy. Okay, so yeah. This is that garlic herb and wine seasoning, this is the marinade.
Shorty
We gonna
said
let
cooking
that
with roaches. This is this is what, like I said, men are groupies too. Y'all, but thing is, men, we groupies. Sometimes for the thottiness, you might want to look at a couple butts cooking with roaches. But y'all ladies, it's hard to have sympathy like M3 said. How can you have sympathy for when you groupied out and trying to get in the building? It's like you're trying to get peed on. You want to get these things. You want to be around these celebrities and want to be around these things. And when y'all get freaked off, y'all start crying, want to sue niggas. This is what y'all pay $500 for, letting Usher put cherries in your mouth, right? So if you let Usher put cherry in your mouth in front of 50,000 people and the whole Instagram, right? Right, Ma? We saw Usher put a cherry in your mouth. Imagine what he could put in your mouth with no camera on behind closed doors. He could put his ass in your mouth. That's a fact. Y'all are groupies. It's just bottom line. How can we have sympathy for a groupie? It's hard to, man. You know what I mean? Only thing I said that I don't like what Diddy did, he's put his hands on her. Other than that, I don't care about him peeing in her mouth. I don't care about him wiping men's semen on his chest. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. That's his life. Diddy don't hit her. Diddy looks like he's just a freak and the man having house parties. That's it, if you ask me. You take away the hitting part, Diddy's fine. He's just zesty. Nothing wrong with that. He's allowed to be zesty.
We haven't seen many witnesses.
Niggas is zesty every day.
Taking the stand so far, but it was definitely an interesting moment. I mean, earlier this morning it wasn't raining just yet, but it wasn't exactly sunny too. So we were kind of like, why is he wearing sunglasses? And even when he got off the witness stand, he put the sunglasses right back on, just walked out of the courtroom. But another interesting point, Jesse, that they were kind of talking about today was talking about an incident, or not even an incident per se, but talking about a moment in December of 2023. And this is when Xavier Donaldson brought up Daniel's friend named Malia. And essentially, they were questioned, or Daniel Phillip was questioned about when he saw Cassie outside of the Dream Hotel here in downtown New York City. Apparently, Daniel Phillip had told this friend Malia about his relationship, and I put that in quotations even here in my notes, about his relationship with Cassie. Said that Cassie asked to call him later on to meet her. The defense says it was for another experience, and Phillip said no, that wasn't necessarily the case. The defense said so Cassie called for a one-on-one after she wasn't with Diddy any longer. And so then another interesting point that was brought up was just that Daniel Phillip had met with federal prosecutors in March of just this year, so just a couple months back, and they were talking about essentially kind of what one thing I kind of remember from Daniel Phillip's testimony is just kind of the way he would talk about Cassie per se. Like, for example, yesterday he had said that Cassie was one of the most beautiful women that he had ever seen. He had also said had Cassie given him a chance that he would absolutely date her. So it seems like he kind of had more on his end, more of a platonic feeling towards Cassie, especially kind of in that need to kind of protect her. So, Phillip said that, Daniel Phillip, said that he wasn't necessarily jealous seeing Diddy have sex with Cassie, but he had allegedly told federal prosecutors that he was in October 7th of 2024. And this is where a sidebar had happened. And so after the sidebar was over, Daniel Phillip was questioned again, would he feel jealous because he had liked Cassie romantically? And so Daniel Phillip said he didn't recall saying that to prosecutors. And so when the redirect happened, Maureen Comey just really kind of had to redirect all of the cross-examination, all of the back and forth, kind of back to a focus. So she asked, about Diddy directing and why that wasn't brought up necessarily. Said that Diddy had directed Cassie to give him, oral, rub baby oil on him. They were asked, Daniel Phillip was asked about money, given more money for sex, $3,800 more than he would be if he were to come over to dance, or for time, I should say. He said he was paid anywhere between $700 to $5,000, $6,000 just for sex, and then essentially he was paid $0 if he didn't have sex with Cassie or in the room with Diddy. And so, during the redirect, Daniel Phillip said Cassie normally didn't respond to his text messages, but then there was a point that, after Diddy had beat Cassie, that Diddy was actually trying to get Cassie to continue to perform sexually with Daniel Phillip, and said that Daniel couldn't get an erection after kind of hearing the slaps going on in a nearby room. He said he essentially just wanted to hug her because he could tell that she was shaking and that she was afraid, and that pretty much reaffirmed that Diddy beat Cassie essentially, and even called her the B word. And so then they were talking under the recross. He was asked again about, text messages that he said he didn't receive responses to. And then some of the exhibits were showing that, Cassie had responded very casually to some of those messages. So some of those were pretty much the big takeaways from Daniel Phillip's recross, redirect, recross. And so, and then that essentially wrapped him up as a witness. He was off the stand probably within an hour of when court had began, and he put on his shades and just walked out of the courtroom. It seemed like Diddy was kind of, obviously he was listening at every single witness who had taken the stand thus far in this case, but definitely Diddy had his eyes on Daniel Phillip, was paying very close attention to what he said, again, participating very much so in his defense by jotting notes down, handing them off to his attorney, listening to Xavier Donaldson do the cross-examination and even the recross as well too. And so definitely Diddy's eyes were very laser focused on this witness and the following witness too, who we all know to be Cassie Ventura.
Yeah, it seems to me the defense was really trying to hone in the fact, well, who paid you, $700, $6,000 an episode? Well, it was Cassandra Ventura. She was the one in control. She was the one who was enjoying this. She was a partner in what was going on and not a victim. That there was this text message that was sent to you that
Fox,
you
you
told
crazy.
them both that you love them. So it wasn't...
All right, man, this is nasty. We already see what's going on. Yeah. Yo, look, this is just day 10. You see Diddy taking notes, passing it off to his lawyer. Diddy feel he gonna beat this, man. Diddy feel he gonna beat this. It's gonna take a lot of money, Diddy, because they want you, B. Boys. Yeah, they are on this with you, Diddy. Spend the bag, Diddy. Beat these guys, man. Spend the bag, Diddy. Spend it all, fuck it. Long as you don't gotta sit in there. You see what happened to Tory? Diddy, you see what happened to Tory? It get different in there. I don't think that ever happened to Diddy, though. Niggas ain't gonna jig Diddy up in jail. That's crazy. Fox, you said Cardi B's sister looking better out there? I don't know. They saying Cardi B, BBL's getting funky out there. They say it's stinking. I don't know. I hope not. I doubt it. I doubt it. She got the money. She ain't gonna let her shit stink. She gonna make sure she smell her shit a little stanky. She gonna get it done. Now, Hennessy is a baddie. Shout out to Hennessy. Diddy was backsliding on dudes and watching dudes popping his lady. Crazy work. Yeah, I can't watch no nigga have sex with my woman at all. You can't even look at her. That's a fact. Better yet, let you smash her in my face. That'll never happen. First of all, I ain't even rocking with you like that no more, Ma. If you could let me watch you get smashed, what type of chick is you? You get up out of my presence. You definitely can't stay in the crib. We can thotty off. I can treat you like a thotty. You might like things like that, but you can't be my girl, though. You just a thotty. BBO got maggots. That's nasty work. Diddy too gay for me to talk to him anymore, bruh. Yeah, I know. It's crazy work out there, M3. It is crazy. Hey, Niche. Niche is in the building. I told y'all Niche was here today, y'all. Y'all didn't even Y'all didn't even know Niche was trolling today. Niche was trolling today. Niche was trolling. Yeah, Francis. He said he's too zesty to talk to Diddy no more. Yo, M3, no matter how much we think or we can say Diddy is too zesty to talk to, Diddy get out of jail, niggas is still trying to talk to Diddy. I just know it. Niggas is groupies, man. Man. These niggas is groupies, man. Get a little Chris Rock in there, right? Bucks. All right, man. I love y'all, man. I see y'all on Friday, Freaky Fridays. Go check the reels out. We rocked out for an hour and 45 minutes today. That was love. Can't stop, won't stop. You heard Michelle? Can't stop, won't stop. Take that. Diddy. We hope you beat it, Diddy, though, man. They trying to set you up, man. I can't put Diddy away for jail for being zesty. Diddy want to be zesty? Let him be it, man. I don't want to see Diddy in jail for being zesty. If that's the case, the whole industry should be in jail. We keep saying this. Diddy gonna feel untouchable if he beat this. He gonna have freak-offs with White House lawn. I know. But hey, ain't nothing wrong with the freak-off, you see? If you 60 years old, you go for a freak-off, you know what you're doing. You 40 years old, you know what you're doing. I just feel like they have swinger parties and niggas pay monthly to go to swinger parties. You can sign up for swinger parties. You know what I'm saying? Why can't he have his own swinger party? He's just zesty, man. He's just zest. That's it. He's just zest. Other than that, he's Diddy, and you know, I don't want to see him go away for life for being zesty. He paid Cassie for hitting her. That's out the way now. Diddy locked up for zestiness is nasty work. I see you guys on Friday. Check out them reels though during today and tomorrow. I'll see y'all later. Love y'all, man. This is like I told Niche the other day. This is the time I get away and get a minute. You know, now it's back to everyday life, man. You know what I mean? Gotta go face life now, man. I'll see y'all later.
Welcome to the VIP section.
J baby y'all. 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 J baby y'all.
The vibes. Make sure you go like and subscribe to the channel if you like what's going on, if you like all the hip-hop and the sports news, and you like everything that Shea Baby's bringing to the table. Make sure you like and subscribe. You already know the vibes.